Hello everyone, this is Pal Ponder on Weather coming at you with another video. In this update, we're going to be talking about an upcoming pattern change that's going to bring some colder weather for parts of the US. So if you've been here before, welcome back. If you're new to my weather channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and be a part of my weather community where I will keep you updated on all things weather related. All right, so let's go ahead and delve into the details. What we're kind of looking at here is an overall average temperatures for the past 7 days of what they've looked like so far in June. And you can see we've been well above average for much of the US, especially for the desert stretch west and the interior portions of Nebraska, where they've been anywhere from 10 to upwards of 12 degrees above normal. But we do actually have some heat relief on the way this week. So let's kind of delve into the details. What we're looking at here is we have a pretty strong trough, what they call a mid-latitude trough, a low pressure that's going to be diving down from the northwest. And this is actually going to be the culprit bringing Cristobal up northward. This is actually going to almost kind of merge together and possibly even developing into a little bit of a stronger system. We've got some pretty high wind gusts coming up from 30 to 60 miles per hour. And the center part of the country, you're talking portions like Iowa, places like Illinois, into Wisconsin coming up on Tuesday and Wednesday. But on the backside, we've got some much colder temperatures that's going to bring a welcome relief this week. What we're looking at here, these temperatures are going to be well below normal. So those temps that were 5 to 10 degrees above normal for the past 7 days of June, you're going to experience a heat relief to come and a welcome sight. So these temperatures are going to be anywhere from 20 to 25 degrees below normal at times in parts of Nevada and Utah, getting into Idaho, and even parts of Arizona is going to experience some of those much colder temperatures, where you've already been well into the triple digits in Phoenix, if not 112. I think it hit 120 in Death Valley already. So that's been some crazy hot temperatures. And this is actually going to swing and filter, swing east as we go throughout the week. But here's a map on Tuesday. And you can see we've got this big, strong trough digging into the western parts of the U.S. with a cold front. And out ahead of it, we've got that destabilization with Cristobal that brought a lot of heavy rain for much of the southeast, especially into Florida and Mississippi yesterday. And it's still getting its act together today. And this will lift up northward and merge with this trough and bring some heavy rain into Iowa and parts of Wisconsin, and even getting into Michigan, where it merges with, Minnesota, where it merges in with that low pressure. But on the back side of the low, a lot of times what can happen with tropical systems, you get what they call sinking air. So the dry side is the fry side. So in Texas, you're going to experience a 1-day spike. So on that back side, you have a lot of subsidence and a lot of sinking air, and it's very dry. So you can heat up very quickly with what they call compressional heating. So out ahead of that cold front, you're going to have some temperatures soar and spike to record temperatures in Texas tomorrow. And parts of the central Texas could spike all the way to 105 plus, if not more, depending on the timing of this cold front. But it's going to be a pretty good spike and then a pretty good downdraft as well. So these temperatures are going to have a major swing up and then a major swing downward after that cold front comes through. But yeah, definitely be looking at some of your hottest temperatures of the year coming up tomorrow in parts of Texas, especially the further south you live, central, like Waco, Austin, San Antonio, down in towards to Houston, and out in the outskirts of the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Now, if we take a look at those Tuesday temperatures, back, like I said, back behind it, those below normal temperatures will start to infiltrate all the way down into parts of Kansas and parts of Oklahoma now, where you're experiencing some of those 10 to 15, if not 20 degrees or higher below normal temperatures on the backside of that cold front. So these these are some pretty strong colder temperatures, especially for June, as you've experienced. You've been so warm lately. Now, by Wednesday, you can take a look at that trough, that mid-latitude low. It's going to be merging with what's left of Cristobal, and now it's going to be over parts of Illinois, getting into Iowa, getting into Minnesota, where they're going to have all the heavier rain and the higher wind gusts by then, and eventually getting into Wisconsin, and it's going to go all the way into Canada. So this is actually a very rare time where a tropical system, it's still going to have some sort of low pressure center combining with the mid latitude low and still be somewhat intact, even getting all the way into Minnesota. So that's fairly rare for a tropical system to contain its tropical entity and still have some sort of low level center, but it's going to be helped by that mid latitude trough. And as they combine and merge together, it could actually even be a little bit stronger wind gust than what they've actually experienced down south here by the coast when it made landfall. Only, I think, 50-mile-per-hour tropical storm when it finally made landfall in Louisiana. But by Wednesday afternoon, you can see that colder air starts to really entrench further eastward. And now parts of Missouri, parts of Illinois, you're going to be experiencing some of those below normal temperatures as that trough swings across from west to east throughout the week. But by Friday, like I said, it's pretty much for Texas. This is going to be like kind of a one-day wonder where you're going to experience some of those below normal temperatures possibly for one day. I mean, we've been so hot in Texas. The average temperature is about 90. So it's grasping at straws, but even normal is going to be feeling like a cold front because you've been so hot lately. But a lot of that cooler air will, like I said, just be a one-day wonder for much of the deep south. But up north, you definitely have another trough that's going to be digging in from Canada, and this is by Friday, bringing some of those colder temperatures for starting and filtering into the Ohio Valley and eventually getting into parts of the Northeast, with that other trough developing on Saturday, and that's going to deepen. This is the 500 millibar pattern. So up in the upper levels, it's going to be cold, and that's going to actually translate to the surface. But what's behind it, we do have another developing trough coming into the Northwest. So even though this kicks out and swings across, we do have another one that's going to be developing on Saturday, coming in from the Northwest, bringing some of those cooler temperatures and back into the area. But like I said, you can see by Saturday where we kind of get that split flow where this new trough develops, bringing in those colder temperatures to the Ohio Valley, to much of Pennsylvania, getting into New York and much of the Northeast, experiencing those 10 to 15 degrees below normal temperatures, and kind of petering out down by further south. But like I said, we've got that new trough that's going to be developing on Saturday, restoring some of those colder temperatures that you experienced earlier in the week, is going to come back and bringing some of those 10 to 15 degree below normal temperatures for parts of Oregon, Washington, California, into Nevada by then. But by Sunday, you can see it's really a demarcation line where that trough in the Northeast even digs deeper, extending those temperatures further southward. And now we're talking 10 to 15, if not 20 degrees below normal at times in parts of that part of the country. And like I said, on the backside, we've got those much colder temperatures from the Northwest. Is kind of a split flow between troughs, and of course in the middle you try to heat up again where it's been so dry in Texas. Like I said, where it's dry you fry, and there's not really much rainfall to speak of in Texas, because you kind of miss out on everything over the next 7 to 10 days. But sometimes that's how it works. But hey, I appreciate you guys tuning in this morning. I appreciate you guys watching. Definitely give this a thumbs up, and for YouTube to share, and definitely share with your friends on social media, on Facebook as well as Twitter. and be sure to subscribe to my channel if you do love weather related content, and definitely catch me in the next video where I protect you before and after the storm.